Okay, guys, this is the remake of What If Ben 10 was in Dragon Ball. Now, my story, I'm not gonna call them by their real names. I'm just gonna call them based off of Ben 10's aliens for the story. So, let's get into it. Many years ago, while the Saiyans were still, basically, many years ago, the Saiyans conquered the Earth. I mean, not Earth, conquered the galaxy. They have fought and fought. They have conquered many species. I'm just gonna call them by their names. Heat Blasts. They even challenged Heat Blasts, Humongosaurs. They made an alliance with the Galvans species. Well, not really. They have conquered the planet, little by little. Conquered many planets. Tetramance. Many have fallen due to the Saiyans. More have fallen due to the Saiyans being, taken over by the Frieza Force. Well, used to be the King Force. The Cold Force. Our story begins here with a 10-year-old boy. After school, he would go with his grandpa, and his cousin to go camping. Now, there has been a lot of species secretly on Earth that are a part of the alien galactic force called the Galactic Patrol, aka the Plumbers. Many live on the planet, including one of the oldest members, a Namekian, or as he thought, a demon. His name was Kami. There's like a little story. I'm trying to do it this way. So, the 10-year-old boy, Ben Tennyson, he saw a spacecraft hitting the Earth. And with it came a meteor, or as we know, the basic story of the Omnitrix. Now, this would happen way back. It wouldn't happen straight off the bat, like I'm trying to say it. This story would begin. We could do it this way. This story will happen during the Battle of Gods. You know what? I might do different versions of the story. Because, I could see him probably the Saiyan Saga, or the after Yardrat arc, the Android Saga. For now, we'll just say, we'll say the Android Saga. Yeah, 10-year-old Ben Tennyson has gotten the Omnitrix. Now, the Omnitrix was sent to Ben Tennyson a lot earlier, but because of the Galvans being taken over by the Frieza Force, basically their planet was conquered and enslaved. The spaceship would take longer than it's supposed to. So when it came to, let's just say they were enslaved, took it over. They had a good fight. Some made bunkers and stayed in them. While they were in the bunker, the Galvan known as Azimuth has created a weapon to kill. Well, he still thinks the Saiyans are still around. To kill the Saiyans and Frieza. His goal is to do that and bring peace around the universe. Well, as you know, the seventh universe. Now, the reason why it takes a lot longer, this is happening during the Saiyan Saga. It's when it's coming to Earth in the Saiyan Saga. Now, during the time, one of Frieza's elite members, known as Vilgax, the Conqueror, is currently on his way. On his way to get the Omnitrix. Well, as we know, the Saiyans. I'll just say this: his body was damaged around the Saiyan Saga. Yeah, Saiyan Saga. So, he was damaged when the Omnitrix was sent off after the fight, like in the original story. The original series of Ben 10. So Vilgax was injured. Now, he has his own little separate spaceship, and he has some robots that are taking care of him. So that, during the time, we'll skip to the Android Saga. Now, why it took so long is because I'm gonna say that the Galvans live on the other side of the universe, like far, far away from Earth. And they used to, their old ships was able to basically instantly get there in about a year or a month. Well, since Frieza has basically salvaged the planet and tried to conquer it and sell it to the highest bidder, well, some of them were in hiding of the Galvans. Most of them. Asmit has created like a little bunker that not even a supernova can destroy. It is made out of Kachan. Not the same as the Spring Kai, but is made out of a type of Kachan. Well, after that, the blast, he would send off the Omnitrix, like I said, and it would take several years for it to get to Earth. During the time of the Android Saga, the beginning, like around when Goku meets Trunks, it's when Ben Tennyson, the boy himself, would get the Omnitrix. I'm trying to do a little storytelling in the story as well. Now, in this timeline, he still got it at 10. It's just he was born around the same Android Saga. I'll put him around there. So, Goku is on his way back to Earth. But the story would take place around when Goku comes to Earth and was warned about the androids. Now, I'm going to split it halfway. I may just do 2 parts today, if I have time. I gotta go and feed my dogs at 6. So, I'm going to put it in like part 1 and then part 2. This story is basically how I'm putting him in the Dragon Ball universe. Now, what I mean is, there's all the races from the Omnitrix. What? Bring her in here, Jade. Sorry about that. So, a lot of the races most of them are in the Time Patrol, Galactic Patrol prison. I would say, no, I'll scrap that. No, he has made the Omnitrix. He wasn't able to send it until after Frieza was killed. So, that's when he would send it to Ben Tennyson. It would take about like a month or 2. But that's where Ben Tennyson would get the Omnitrix as a 10-year-old. Ben Tennyson, I'm gonna do Crime Around the City probably. Like, I would say the normal series would somewhat happen like in canon. He would unlock his 11 and 12 alien. I mean, all his aliens as a kid. Like, I know, all the names. He would unlock Feedback, Buzzshock, Guy, Blitzwolfer or Ben Wolf, Sun Here, or Ben Mummy, and Frankenstrike, Ben Victor. Now, what would happen is the stuff like in Canada, the Ghost Freak would come out of the Omnitrix and be his own separate entity he's already taken care of in that. Now, Ben, as a kid, is basically, this is a mixture of the Omniverse kid version, when he was 12. Now, when he goes to 12, yeah, it's a year into your birthday, so. Give me just a second, guys, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. You don't need to tell. You're just lying to play. Get in there. Sorry about that, guys. So, I'm gonna say there is magic in this universe still, but it's basically the species' powers, abilities. I can see most of the the Anatites, some of them being on larger heads. So Goku has got a little bit of training with them, but really nothing has changed. So yeah, he would unlock basically all of his aliens as a kid, as a 12-year-old. I think it's May 8th, when the androids would arrive. That's when we're going to start the main story, the main timeline. Ben is about 13 to 12 years old. Between those years, he somewhat got the Omnitrix understood. Ben would go and try to help people after Gwen, and Grandpa Max would go and decide to shop in the city when Dr. Dro in 19 would attack. During the time, they're still fight. It's not really big out yet, so the Z Fighters does not know about the androids being there. It's just slowly destruction. Well, they would split and look during the explosion. Ben would turn into Accelerate, but he would turn to Accelerate, but he would become. Not say Accelerate. He would become He would go for Accelerate, and he turned to Accelerate. He would start saving the civilians, and Goku. He would see Son Goku talking to the androids, saying, now he sees he's flying. Ben wouldn't have to worry about that in a minute. He would accelerate pretty fast, so he would go and save everyone that was in the buildings before the canon timeline that Dr. Dro was about to destroy it. Goku would fight him like in canon. Ben was busy taking care of them. His watch, he would get to the he would follow them on, using Accelerate. But when he gets there, he would have to hide because the Omnitrix would recharge. The Omnitrix would power down. The Omnitrix would die, and he would have to wait about, I think it's like 10 minutes for the Omnitrix to recharge. During that time, Goku, he's fighting 19. He's starting to show signs of the heart virus. Now, I would say that during this time, when he met Trunks, he was warned about this boy that was giving this device from an alien. He would know from the Plumbers, because remember, the Plumbers is another code name for the Galactic Patrol. Because Kami is a galactic patrol / plumber. Same with Grandpa Bax. So, he was informed a little bit about him. Goku would fight 19. He would, start grabbing his chest and breathing heavily. They would give him the senzu beans. He would still take it. Now, this would happen a little different. When Goku's, he would power back down and would be basically pummeled to the ground by 19. During this time, the Omnitrix has recharged. So Ben would say, I gotta save him. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ben would say, I gotta save him. He would click the Omnitrix. Now, during this time, Grandpa Max and Gwen is looking for Ben. They're looking for Ben. He would flip the switch, the Omnitrix style. He would go for forearms, but it would turn him into, I'll say it would turn him into Blitzwolfer. Let's go for that. Ditto. He would turn to, Blitzwolfer. I'm sorry, guys. Blitzwolfer. He would turn to Blitzwolfer and he would start to run with, Blitzwolfer's agility. He would use his Sonic Scream. Now, Piccolo would start, his legs would, basically, because if you don't know this, one of the Namekian weaknesses is their big ears. Whistling really hurts their ears. Well, I would say this would be double that pain because Blitzwolfer has a supersonic, basically scream, be able to produce sonic waves through his mouth, if you don't know. So it's something along the line of that. He would start blasting. Piccolo would fall on his knees and start grabbing his ears. He would rip them off. And Gohan would ask him. Now, I would say Gohan would know about it. His ears. 19 would try to absorb it, but this ain't key, so it would actually break. It would destroy his arm. During that time, it would destroy his arm. 19 would get up and try to go fight him when he was, rudely grabbed from behind from the prince himself. Goku sent to safety, back to his house, to recover. And, Ben would turn into, he's fighting. He would somewhat help him. Now, when Vegeta would come, he would turn into a Super Saiyan. And, Ben would think, I would say that Ben was a little informed to watch out for a Saiyan. Now, he doesn't know what a Saiyan is, but the Galactic Patrol is still looking for a Saiyan on Earth / the plumbers. So, he doesn't quite know what the Saiyan is, but yeah. Ben is about to assist, about to assist Vegeta when he would about to do the Big Bang attack, and he would point it at him and say, "Don't get in my way, trash." He would aim it back and kill 19. Ben's watch would power off, and Dr. Gero would run. Now, Ben has lost, his watch would die. Gwen was able to use her Anodite magic to locate Ben. He would follow him. They would find him in the middle of it. Basically, a big fighting area. So, Ben, I'm gonna bend the rules and say in this timeline Ben's a little younger, I would say that. Sorry about that, guys. Ben is, instead of 10, he was 9. So right now he's 11 in this timeline. When he got the Omnitrix. He's 11. So Ben would go, he would inform about, these two blonde hair beings that were fighting this robot. Now, Grandpa Max would get intrigued and he would ask about, what they can do. He said they were able to transform into a blonde form and able to shoot ki blast, a sort of ki energy blast. And Grandpa Max would realize that there are Saiyans on the planet, more than just one. Look at me. Look at me. No. Sorry about that, it's my dog. He would learn that, he would go back. He would say to leave them alone for now. And they would go back. They would go to the rust bucket. Well, they would get in the rust bucket and talk to HQ, also known as the Galactic Patrol / Plumbers. 2 names, I would say. He would ask for some information. He would explain that he has found some other remaining Saiyans, including, well, he doesn't know this, but there's actually 4. Trunks, has came in and exactly. I would have to say that Ben wouldn't really, I'm just gonna say he probably wouldn't be involved in this, but I'm gonna let him be involved. He really wouldn't be involved we're gonna skip. The timeline goes about the same up into about the disappearances in the world. Cell. During that time, Cell. So they would see that people were disappearing and their clothes, is there. Ben, Grandpa Max, and Gwen would go and see what's going on. They would see what's going on. I'm going to upload part 2 tomorrow. This is the new retcon, okay? This happens around the Android saga. So, Piccolo has went and fused. He would went and fuse with Kami, and they would become Kamikolo, or Piccolo. Well, he wouldn't really be going there yet. He's still searching for Cell. He's expressing his power. It's before this. This would happen before. Ben, Grandpa. Now, Grandpa has, I would say, have a lot more tech than his canon self. So I'm gonna say he would have kind of like how it, not exactly, but I'm gonna say Grandpa Max was taught to control a little bit of ki. Not a whole lot, but he still has, he has jet boots, basically making him be able to fly. Kind of like, Mirrors. He has armor to protect him from anything, like, it can protect him from, how would I say, kind of like, let's say Goku Black's needles from the Divine Lasso. His armor is super durable. He got it from 2 people. He got it from, no, I would say he would get it from he would be basically, well, technically, there would be 2 number 1 people. 2 plumbers of the 2 number 1 plumbers. Grandpa Max and Mirrors. So he was awarded, they have awarded him with armor and stuff since Mirrors can't take care of himself. Now he got to keep the stuff when he retired. He would bring that with him, jet boots and the armor, like normal. It's like kind of like we'll say it's kind of like a ring or a butt. Like a ring. You click or kind of like a glove. He just clicks it and it basically will envelop his body, the armor. We'll say that. He took that with him, and they would go and search. Now, they would go and save some of the civilians from Cell absorbing them. they would see that Saul is absorbing the civilians. So Ben would turn into... He would turn into... Now, he would go for accelerate this time. I could see... No, I'll say there's two options. It could be either, I would say. He either could go for Ditto and save a lot more people, or he can go and accelerate and save a lot more people. It could be either one. I'll just say y'all can choose which one do you think it would be. But let's just say he picks one of them. He turns into Ditto, he would clone himself and go and save civilians. Well, Gwen would keep. Grandpa Max and Gwen would keep. Gwen would help. Grandpa Max would keep Cell busy. Now, this armor is really strong. It's made out of Katja. How did they get Katja, you may ask? Let's just say Maris gave it to him. Because, he's a human. Out of anyone, I think the humans have least advantage. It has the least advantage. He would click the button and it would develop his body. Basically like a power suit. Kind of like an Iron Man suit. He would lose his boots. Now this suit is kind of like a combination of the, what is his name? The power guy from the Tournament Power. Kind of like this. It gives him a lot enhancement in all of, attributes. He can fly with the jet boots, and he can, in the suit, he can harness kind of normal ki wave blast, like, Xenoverse 2, energy wave. He can't do, like, really power. The suit has losing the ki blast engine. It's like a ki blast energy engine. It would power off. Now, he would still be able to fly, but he wouldn't be able to lose any of his key abilities. Now, I'm gonna say his suit can also basically transform into weapons. I'm trying to give Grandpa something to make him irrelevant. This is basically like the suit is whatever he wants it. Kind of like the Green Lantern ring. Whatever he thinks he need. He's about to be absorbed. Saul's about to basically poke him with his tail. He would grab tail and the armor would turn into the hand of the armor would turn into a blade and cut his tail off. Cell would be screaming. Now, I'll say Ben turned into accelerate. He would go there and say, Grandpa. He would help and fight Cell. No, I'm sorry. With the speed, now, I'm gonna say that Ben has learned a little bit of magic. So when he was knocked. This is different from, the Canon Ben Tennyson. It's kind of like a mixture of the Canon Ben Tennyson and the Ultimate Ben 10 to Ben 10,000. He's able to harness, his Anodite magic. He was knocked back, and he would use his Anodite magic to help him back up. He would go and try to fight. He would start using his magic, but eventually his Omnitrix would still power down. He's about to be absorbed. Now, during this, the suit has run out of the energy engine because it would take a little bit of time for Piccolo and Kami to make up his mind and fuse. So, basically, the suit would have like a recharge system. He would have to, let's just say it's like a Nintendo Switch like recharge thing. You know how the charger, like the box, basically you put it in, it would charge the whole thing. It's like this. So right now, Grandpa Max would run out of the energy. Now his suit can still, shapeshift to weapons and crap. He won't be able to use his ki, and most of his stat and his enhancements are less effective. I'll say it's about right now it's about 1,000 time for each stat. I'll say 10,000. I really ain't gonna do power levels, but something like that. Right now, he's about 2, and his power is increased. The suit's kind of like this guy. I'm just gonna do the Power Ranger. No. Ranger. We're just a minute, guys. No. Who was it? Give me just a second, guys. Him. It's kind of like his suit. Let me check my time real quick, guys. Okay. It's like that. He would turn... right now, I'm not going to do a multiplier, but right now, when it's basically the powers bomb. Now, the boots is making him be able to fly and making sure he'll survive a normal human fall if he was hit back. Right now, his powers... his multiplier power suit is dead, so he can only fly and use his weapon. I'll say weapon mimicking weapons. He can only do that. He's about to be absorbed when Kamikalo would come and save him. That how it happened to Saving Kid and Grandpa Max would say thank you, and they would run. Now, Goku has woken up during that fight. I would say around the fight. Yeah. Nah. But he has woken up. Piccolo, he ran away. And that. Now, I don't really see him being in the ending of the Cell Saga. Okay, I'll say this. He's about to blow up Cellus. We'll skip to that. Because he really wouldn't be against, fight Cell anymore. Right now he's not allowed to because of Grandpa Max. Plus he's right now the Omnitrix. Even if he does go and fight, let's say that any minute the Omnitrix can power down, even with his Android magic, his control over it. I still believe Cell would break it and absorb him or kill him. So let's say he would go for the Cell games, not the Cell. Yeah, he would just go there and watch with his on TV. Well, we'll say Gohan gets in. Now they're all thinking, why a kid? Well, during that time, Ben has snuck out. Now I'm to say this. I know he's not in. I'll just say Bellwood is a part of Goku's home area around that West City. So he you don't. Well, he doesn't. He's not in Japan. Well, I'm just gonna say he is. So he wouldn't enter in the tournament power, but he would watch. I would say that he would watch the tournament power. I mean, not. Oh my God, the Cell Saga. I'm sorry. Check this. Well, he would enter around when Boo's about to be destroyed. I mean, Cell's about to blow up. He would activate the Omnitrix, and he's about to use his alien. He would transform. He would transform into. he would transform into Cannobolt and would try to basically absorb the blow. Goku would let instant transmission probably knock him out. Like, basically, he would still be in the transformation, but he would be knocked out. He would still blow himself up, and that's the end of the Cell Saga. Now, during this time, at the age, Ben's going to be a little older this time, and the 7-year time is good. Now, he's 11 at this time. So, during when he's going to become 17, during that time, he has fought Albedo, Malware. Now, Ben, they don't really, I would say that they would know the Saiyans are good on Earth, but right now, Ben has decided to put the Omnitrix up after feedback was taken from him. Yeah. Now, he would learn that the Omnitrix, Ben has taken off the Omnitrix. Now, I'm gonna say this now. Since Frieza's dead, I'll just say the planet that the Galvins live on has been blooming now. He's making the new Omnitrix, the Omniverse Omnitrix still. He's making that. He probably would have it done he's gonna have it done around the Battle of Gods arc. And he would go bring it to Ben. During this time, we're gonna go to Ben. Ben has, given up basically took it off. He knows the command option to take it off. He's taken it off, and he don't want to be a hero right now because of what happened to feedback. He lost a part of him. Well, he's on the side of doing, I think it's soccer. During his time soccer, he's been doing some magic with Gwen on the side when they're not doing their classes. Karate and him, they would practice using their magic. Yeah, their magic. Or anodite, magic. Yeah. Great. Yeah, this timeline I wouldn't say Grandpa Max is taken. I would say I'm just going to do a little stop it here now. Because we're merging it mostly Dragon Ball, most of this stuff wouldn't happen, like Grandpa Max being taken over by the hybrid, because if I told you the truth, Dende's the guardian of Earth. He can sense stuff. I'm sorry, some alien species don't even know how to use the key. They're probably, the hybrid would probably be dealt with easily. Now, he has given up the Omnitrix, and I'm gonna say in this timeline, he would bring, Grandpa Max would suggest that he goes back to being a hero. This is at summer. Ben, he has gotten over feedback being gone. Now, some of the story, like Vilgaxis came back and tried to fight them. He has gotten the Omnitrix. He has the same original 10 aliens that he did. Alien X, Swamp Fire, etc. During the time of that and the Boo Saga, he has unlocked all of his Alien Force aliens. Longstone, Raph, he knows about Alien X. Now, there's a few things we'll have to do about Alien X. I'll go ahead and do that before I end the video. They live in their own dimension. They're not allowed to mess with time, the universe, or else they can still. I'm gonna say Zeno could still destroy them, but I'm sorry, because they made it their own law. They ain't allowed to interrupt in the universe's stuff. So that's the thing. Zeno still created the universe, though. So that's the thing about Alien X. He's not allowed to the species. He's not allowed to, like, I would say, fix a planet or alter the universe. He can fix stuff on the planet. He's not allowed to, or else he would be erased from existence. I would say everything about the Ultimate Alien wouldn't happen in this timeline. So I'm gonna end this here. When we continue, it will be when Ben's 17. He basically has the Omnitrix stone. It ain't like a time limit. It's the battery. The more transformations he loses, the more the battery drains. I'm saying he can probably transform the 3 aliens at a time until he'll have to wait for the Omnitrix to recharge. So, now Ben has unlocked all of his Alien Force aliens. Now, I'm gonna say in this time one, he has unlocked some of the Ultimate aliens, like Terra Spin, Energy, and etc. I'm gonna end this here, guys. See ya. I may do part 2 tomorrow. See you guys.